A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps.
Right. Pray for me, preacher.
If anyone were listening, I would.
The characters of Preacher are very troubled, and the more we get to know them, we understand how damaged they are, how violent they are, how restless they are.
You don't really know who any of them are. The layers slowly are exposed.
They've all got their miscreants, they've got sort of shady pasts, their morals are questionable, they're on journeys of self-discovery. Some of them don't know it yet.
No sermon today. You're welcome for that.
When we first meet Jesse, he's been a preacher at his father's former church in this little town called Annville in West Texas. He's been the preacher there for a little over a year, and things have not gone as smoothly as he thought.
His life is overshadowed by the guilt of something which he did that he blames himself for. But his faith has always been strong.
He is consciously searching for something more in his life, a higher meaning to his presence on earth.
Because of his failings and because of his guilt, he went down a very destructive path.
People said before you came back here, before you were a preacher, you did things.
What we like about Jesse Custer is that he is a man who has really two sides to him.
He's quite an unusual character, Jesse. He's aloof, there's a mystery there.
Part of him is a really good man who wants to do well and be like his father and be a good preacher and help other people. And that part is real and sincere. But he has another part too, which is super dark. That's sort of his struggle. As a preacher, how to balance your proclivities towards mayhem and violence and drug abuse. It takes a lot.
What's your name?
Priscilla Jean Henrietta O'Hare. My friends all call me Tulip.
Tulip, she's a pistol.
She's a feisty one. That's what you learn.
When we meet her, she feels sort of like the badass, beautiful woman with a gun. And she is that. But as we get to know her more and more, you realize she also comes from a lot of pain and a lot of heartbreak, and we start to understand why she acts out.
She has quite a broken, damaged past, and she's not just overcome them, she has utilized them to kind of put herself back together again. You cut your hair. I hate it.
She comes from the same town as Jesse did. In fact, they were childhood friends.
They are each other's absolute soulmates. They can't really function or live without one another, or absolutely with each other either.
She and Jesse were kind of criminals together. They had like a wild Bonnie and Clyde sort of thing, but it went sour.
Something happened to cleave them. We don't know what that is quite yet.
Actually, it's their relationship that's the catalyst for everything in terms of their behavior and why he's back, actually.
Jesse and Cassidy meet in a bar fight.
Cassidy is a rogue. He's quite an old man.
What kind of a preacher are you?
Lousy con.
Jesse's definitely had a dark past, and I think that Cassidy can certainly relate to that. But Jesse's genuinely trying to make a change, and I think Cassidy thinks it's pointless.
Promises matter. It's the currency of faith.
Oh, look.
And Cassidy is sort of a lifelong skeptic. I don't know if he's an atheist so much as he is just dubious about why anyone would spend so much time worrying about somebody who's just no fun at all, like God. They argue heatedly, but by the end, with respect, and they become best friends, pretty much from that moment.
Preacher is a supernatural, gothic, western love story road movie.
Has a lot of fun elements to it in terms of the violence and the comedy and stuff like that, but the show really is a drama, and it sort of lives and dies on its central relationships with Jesse and Tulip and Cassidy.
It's quite a volatile storyline. It's like you never quite know where it's going or when it's going to go there.
We take the stakes of this world very seriously. It's also really fun and silly and perverted and subversive.
You just don't know what to expect, and that's what was so great about the comic, is it was scary and gross and funny and enthralling and emotional and sad, and to try to build a show that could support all that was something that we talked a lot about.
Preacher, enough.
Almost done, Sheriff.
Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.